I'm Ty Albright. Here's what's going on in the four states. 3.1%. That's the seasonally adjusted unemployment rate in the city of Joplin, as cited in the November report from the Missouri Economic Research and Information Center. And while that is really the highest mark we've seen since the summer of 2021, it's still below the national unemployment rate at 3.7%. The report also showing the average Joplin Metro worker earning about $23.50 an hour. A data breach at an Oklahoma healthcare system, Integris Health, investigating that incident, they say may have compromised patient personal information, including at their Miami and Grove facilities. Integris warning patients who received any correspondence saying that they owed them money do not respond. Your news is service of Freeman Health System. They are expanding their services available in Southeast Kansas with a full-service hospital in Pittsburgh. As Pittsburgh grows, Freeman Health System continues to grow alongside too. When you see news, call or text our tip line at 417-208-9TIP. For News Talk KZRG, I'm Ty Albright on KIX 102.5.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great job, Trenton. And if you'd like your kids to be on the KIX Kids Pledge, all you have to do is go to KIX1025.com, go to the Morning KIX page, and click on the button there to find out how to upload your audio. Am I the only one? This entire building seems like I am the only person here. This has to be the absolute lamest work week of the entire year. We'll tell you why in 20 minutes. Here's Chris Jansen on KIX. Stupid buttons. I hit these things like 3 or 4 times every day. Same thing that happened during Jen's wedding. I thought I hit the buttons to turn them on, and it doesn't turn on. So unless you sit there, hit it, and pay attention to it, which I don't have time to do, then there's no guarantee that you're going to be able to get what you want over the camera. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm trying to move my camera angle down a little bit. Too high. Here. Ta-da! I don't know if that made a big difference, but... Morning, Megan. So, we talked about this earlier. Amazon Prime, if you're a Prime customer, then you got an email last night. I don't know if you've had the chance to check your email inbox, but they are getting ready to start showing ads. They're very smart about this. So, rather than charge you more money for a service, I mean... Really, what does Prime Video have? They've got Reacher, okay? The shows they do have are really good. The problem is they only release like one good one a month. Literally, that's about all they do. The rest of it is just garbage. But they have Reacher. They had Upload last month. I can't remember what the last one was, but they do have good shows, but not many. And so rather than charge you more right up front for it, what they do first is they start getting money through in what they call NTR, non-traditional revenue, which is where they're going to sell ads now like other streaming services. Now, they have offered to you, you can get an ad-free version just like you used to experience for $3 more a month. So they are charging more for what you were getting. You're just not going to get that anymore for free. I will refuse to pay it because, I mean, we don't watch it enough anyway. There's just not that much on there. They are the place we usually go when we're going to rent a movie. because they do have a pretty prolific library across the new movies. They get them just as soon as anyone else. Just annoying. Morning, Lisa. Better some? I don't know if it's moved or what, but man. Yeah, it's moved. That's why. Morning, Jimmy. Looking through, there's not a lot going on today. And well, this is a lame week. Nothing goes on this week. And good luck trying to find something to watch on TV. If that is your go-to, for winding down and entertainment, sit in front of the boob tube, because you're not going to find anything this week. What we always do, what me and Gina have always done traditionally this week, usually I have this week off. For the past 2 or 3 years, I've been getting this off because Jen's not been eligible for vacation until this year. And she opted to take it this week so that they could go on their honeymoon, which is fine, I guess. But did they not put a date on here? Yes. So what we normally do is we pick a really old sitcom or something that we really, really liked but haven't watched in over 10 years and go back and re-binge that. And we'll just watch all the seasons. So we just finished up with Cheers. We watched all 8 seasons of Cheers last week, which leaves us nothing to watch this week because there's still nothing on TV this week. So I guess we've restarted Frasier. We tried to watch the new version of Frasier. It's just not good. So these guys, Les Charles and Glenn Charles, they're 2 brothers. They're famous television show creators. They were the ones that created and were responsible for the show Cheers. They also created and wrote the show Frasier. They've written many, many others. I can't remember right off the top of my head, but they have nothing to do with this new version. I don't even know if they're still alive. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, number 1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 7:09. It's going to be cloudy today with a slight chance of snow flurries throughout the day, and we'll tell you more about that with a look at the weather forecast in about 15 minutes. Yeah, Jen's got the week off this week, as I think everybody does. Why don't we ought to do that? As a society, as a culture in a whole, I think we ought to just everybody agree that the week between Christmas and New Year's, we're just going to take that off. It could be the 7 days of Christmas or whatever as we wind down the new year, because nobody does anything serious. This is literally the lamest work week of all. I think we ought to do that. Who do we talk to? It's KIX. Let's make that happen. Oh, boy. I didn't like it either, Jimmy. You're right. There is nothing on TV. They take the week off. We could take the week off. Everybody takes this week off. Nobody, we just maybe, in fact, we could go into a cryogenic state maybe, and we could all climb into our tubes and be frozen and suspended animation, for the entire week. And our bodies would rest and recoup from the holidays and all the stress of everything that's happened over the past couple of months. I think it's a great idea. Why don't we do that? Somehow our chats have gotten moved. I don't know how that's happened. I'm gradually getting things centered. So we're going to be talking about the craziest thing you ever came home to later. The craziest home disaster, or what? Maybe not home disaster. Maybe it was just you left the kids alone over a weekend and went away thinking they were now mature enough to be left alone, and came back and they had spray painted all the neighbors' houses and burned down yours. Whatever it was. My mom used to work for a home health care, and they used to take her. She used to go to different areas and work, and she'd be gone for like 2-3 days at a time. And I remember she came home one time, and there was a deer had gotten through the back door of her kitchen, and she didn't know how long it had been there. But apparently, it's so stupid it couldn't figure its way back out, and there was deer poop everywhere, and it had smashed through everything, caused a lot of damage. Couldn't make its way into the rest of the house, but it was stuck there in that kitchen area for probably a day or two. I'm leaving it, Megan. I'm the one that fixed it. I fixed it. Centered. I don't know why the microphone was right in the center. That's better right there. Oh, you know what? I haven't checked the website. I was getting stuff ready. So we've got Megan Maroney. Oh my goodness. Yeah. KIX is still up there. Good gosh. Eek. Everything else is correct, and I'm going to put the Megan Maroney thing up later today. I've about got all of that taken care of. I'm going to finish it today. Then tomorrow, I'm going to start voice tracking all my stuff I have to do over the weekend because I got to cover all Jen stuff. Did she have to cover for me while I was gone? No. KIX Brooks did. Oh, this is kind of interesting. There is a video here for Country Roundup. So they're looking at all the stuff that happened over the last year. Might be kind of interesting to do. Where would I put that if I was going to put that where I would put it? I could run these over the weekend. Yeah. Okay. I think they have 2 or 3 of these. They do. And I'm pretty sure that we are going to be broadcasting live somewhere on New Year's Eve. Of course, I mean, we didn't know New Year's Eve was going to happen this weekend, so it kind of crept up on everybody, I guess, and there's not been anything planned out in advance. So we're still waiting on details for that. I don't know why. Everybody knows when New Year's Eve is. Frustrates me. Work ahead. Eh. Eh. when else should I put this? KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. I'm saying this has got to be the lamest work week of the entire year. I'll tell you why after Sam Hunt on KIX 102.5. I don't think I like that one. Yeah, let's do a different one. So I've got the Chris Stapleton when he won the ACM Entertainer of the Year, and I've got the Fast Car Jelly Roll event. And I think they're going to probably do some more of these wrapping up the year. But I got to spread them out because nobody wants to think about the end of the year until at least Friday. Yeah, today is Powerball Day. This is for the lottery tonight. It's not the biggest jackpot by any means, but it is a big one, and it traditionally is. You know, if nobody wins the Christmas lottery drawing, then the next one usually is a pretty good size one. It's probably because you're at the hospital, Megan. Why are you at the hospital? Megan said she found a possum in the tub one time. She was home alone and waited until Grandpa got home to get in there and get it. So we do this one on Saturday, which is New Year's Eve. Saturday. Schedule. Okay, there's a couple of new videos for this weekend. Because based on the fact that there is absolutely nothing to watch, which got me thinking about this, I doubt that they're going to have a weekend watch list. All right, here we go. Lamest work week. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 7:20. Of course, Jen's got the week off because she's a weasel. No, seriously, it was her vacation week, which we were talking about this earlier. I think everybody, or at least the vast majority of people, have taken this week off, it feels like. You notice how low traffic is around town? It's almost like quarantine all over. Well, almost, not quite. But I think everybody is taking the week off, and rather than fight the system, why don't we just succumb to it? I think everybody ought to get this week off. Think how genius this would be if we took off from, say, Christmas Eve until January the 2nd. It would give you a chance to rest and recuperate after the stress and the exhaustion of the holidays. We could all work on getting back into shape before we came back to work on January the 2nd. Everybody, just take the entire week off. We could watch reruns on TV because there's nothing good to watch on there anyway. Have you tried finding something new to watch on TV? There's nothing this week. And I think it's a great idea if we just go ahead. Whoever's in charge of that, can we get that going right now? Like, put it on your planner. Oh, lamest work week of the year. With co-workers not showing, production is slowing, there's nobody here. It's the most lamest work week of the year. It's the least productive work week of all. There'll be no no report reading. We won't go to meetings. Just hold all my calls. I'll get nothing done this week at all. There'll be Facebook updating and solitaire playing. Is it 5 p.m. yet? Can we go? The boss took the whole week off your work. You'll just blow up, sneak out early. No one will know. It's the most lamest work week of the year. There'll be much break room chatting and even some napping. At lunch we'll drink beer. It's the most lamest work week. It's the most lamest work week. It's the most lamest work week of the year. Why am I the only one here today?
Kids Morning Kicks with Randy and Jen, powered by Buffalo Run Casino and Resort on the 4 states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5.
All right, Floyd, the story is up there now. Thank you. Reload your page. Wow, Kathy, that is crazy. She went to her mom's for Christmas and someone sent a bullet through her window at around 2 last Wednesday morning. Where is this, Kathy? Well, was it firearm safety or was somebody, like threatening them, or was it a drive-by miss or something? Yeah, I think that sounds like time to move. Yeah, really. Next door neighbor had one go through their daughter's room as well, so pretty sure it was intentional. Where was this, Kathy? You never did say. This wasn't locally, was it? Local, was it? Blue Springs, Missouri. Okay. Well, yeah, I think it's time to move, definitely. Yeah, that's why. That's Kansas City. And Blue Springs its crime rate has notoriously soared over the past decade. So, yeah, I would think it's time to head somewhere else. They're like, well, we've got our job and everything. Yeah, none of it's worth that. There's other jobs, there's other houses, there's better places to live. Probably was intentional, Kathy. So, next up, there is a special group of people that we all need to be thinking about this time of year who are not as fortunate as us in that their jobs, their occupations, now that Christmas is over, has now ended. I mean, you think about all the workers and industry and everything that depends entirely on Christmas, but there's one group that has no recourse whatsoever once that Christmas is over. Right, Kathy? As long as they don't bring that with them. We'll tell you who that group is in just 8 minutes. Math! So we were talking about the craziest thing that you ever came home to. And I heard this earlier this morning when I was getting ready. I heard them telling about a Texas woman who had an early holiday surprise when she found a possum. And Megan made me think of this. Found a possum hiding in the branches of her Christmas tree. Said that she had heard a noise after she came home from work last week, but thought they were coming from one of her 3 dogs or her cat, which gave no indication that there was anything in the tree or anything wrong with it. She heard what sounded like a sneeze, like, at first. So she got up to investigate the sounds and said she saw a long rat tail sticking out of the tree. So she put on some rubber gloves and attempted to pull it out of the tree, but it was clinging so tightly to the branch that she had to reach in and undo its little finger claws one by one to get it to let go. And it broke free out of her grasp and fled under a couch. And it went from furniture item to furniture item until she was able to tackle it like an NFL football player. She said it was not mean or aggressive during the encounter, just skittish, which is the way every possum that I've ever encountered from my childhood and everything, every time we've ever found one, they are the meekest little things. Although my dad has said, you better be careful. One of those will turn around and tear you up because they do have like little sharp razor-like teeth. But I've never had one act anything other than terrified. She said, I'm an animal lover, the lady said, and would have probably kept it if it hadn't smelled so awful. What did it smell like? I've never smelled a possum stink. Of course, I don't get down and sniff it like apparently she was while she was trying to tackle it like an NFL player. Slick, nasty rat-looking tails, which, by the way, I don't know if you know, but a possum tail is prehensile. So that means that it can use it to grab on and hang with. A possum can actually hang by its tail, like a monkey. That possums are one of the weirdest creatures that we have. They're one of the only marsupials that we have in the United States. Them, duck-billed platypus. There's, I think, a few other rodent groups, not really rodents, but that are marsupials. Like, isn't the kangaroo rat actually a marsupial? Marsupials. Something happened in Australia millions of years ago. Something went wrong. And that's why they have all this weird stuff there, I think. And they're one of the creatures that must have escaped from Australia. Oh, my gosh. This is pretty funny. Wait a minute. Yeah, I bet he did, Jimmy. So this is hilarious. Check this out. There is a North Carolina couple They got surprised last week, or actually Christmas morning. They woke up to find that their 3-year-old had unwrapped every single present under the tree at around 3 a.m. So the dad of the stealthy 3-year-old shared a photo on Twitter documenting the scene of the crime. He said, y'all, my 3-year-old just came down at 3 a.m. and unwrapped every single Christmas present. He put a photo up showing the mess of wrapping paper and gifts with no presents spared. Said the family managed to rewrap some of the presents to stop the villain origin story of their oldest son. Said we, on the other hand, are sipping coffee and plotting to tell this story at his wedding. That's fair. Could you imagine? I'm surprised that doesn't happen more often than it does. All right, seg break. KIX 102.5, the 4 states number 1 for country. Now that the holidays are over, there is a particular group of people, often overlooked, that are now without work and need your help. We'll tell you who they are after Matt Stell on KIX. They need your help. That's why we sleep in the living room after Santa comes. That's smart, Megan. Yeah, because, I mean, it's just, I can't believe that more kids, totally innocent. It's Christmas Day, right? We're going to open presents in the morning. Y'all go to bed. Well, they wake up at 3 a.m. and say, hey, I remember being little bitty, probably 3 or 4 years old. I remember getting up, long before the sun had risen and going down to the living room and seeing. So my parents, what they would do is there would always be wrapped presents under the tree. But then on Christmas morning, Santa would bring unwrapped presents and leave all around the tree. So I remember going into the living room and seeing, a bicycle and some other things and, being all amazed. But I went back and tried to wake up my parents. And oftentimes they would say, no, go back to bed. We'll get up in an hour or so. Like that's a possibility. So I had to go late. That's proof of the cruel treatment that I underwent as a child. I've seen these amazing presents under my tree, and yet I have to go back to bed. And I would have to go lay back down and lay there until they finally got up. Morning, Sheila. My granddaughter tried her best to tell me what my gift was. She's 4. Jimmy, she knew what it was, though, Jimmy? She's slipping you some info on the side. She's kissing up there, wasn't she? Trying to get in good with Grandma. So I guess Murph, the McRibisback Turkelson, and Mahankadine Flummox, and Peyton the Turd, they have gotten together, apparently, and formed a committee, and they have done a couple of research projects, but they have officially decided, I guess, to call me Grand Dude, which I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, even so much as one of them, actually Gina's sister, had a coffee mug made for me that says Grand Dude on it, which, by the way, nobody ever get me any coffee mugs ever again. I have so many now. I have nowhere to put them. I had to throw away some coffee mugs over the holidays because every time now somebody buys me one and you try to push it into the cabinet with all those, another one comes out. KIX 102.5, the 4 states number 1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 736. It's going to be cloudy today. There is a light chance of light flurries throughout the day, but it's not going to amount to anything. So we'll give you a complete look at the weather forecast in just 25 minutes. Also, in the next hour, we're going to be talking about the craziest thing that you ever came home to, which hopefully hasn't happened to you after returning home from over the holidays. But if it did, then you can tell us about it at 623-1025 or on Facebook. So now that the Christmas holiday is over and I would like to think almost back to normal, except everybody's got apparently this week off. But there is one particular group of people who are suffering now without work and need your help. Listen.
Christmas is over, and while that's difficult on all of us, there are those who need professional help.
We have a new patient joining us today.
My name is Saint my name is Ted, and I'm a mall Santa.
We're the Mall Santa Center, a rehab facility that specializes in helping mall Santas return to a normal life.
10 hours a day, 7 days a week. I just sat there. And the worst part was the flashes. I can still see him, man. No! No!
He's having a flashbulb flashback!
We'll work through the painful memories of screaming children, overbearing parents, and the same 15 Christmas songs playing in a loop over the mall loudspeakers.
Thank you, Mall Santa Center. Now I'm ready to go. Ho, ho, ho! Oh, no.
I think you might need another day with us.
The Mall Santa Center. Call now to get on our waiting list.
Do you check it twice?
Maybe another week.
Well, no, Megan. I didn't say granddad or grandfather or grandpa. Grand dude. Which, again, I'm not sure how I feel about. I mean, it's dude, and granddude is even better dude, right? So it's not like grandpa or grandfather or any of the connotation with that. How about, I thought of maybe best dude or better dude or premium dude. I kind of like premium dude. They could call me premium dude. Wouldn't that be catchy? Sheila just got back from her brother's. Did you come home to anything strange, Sheila? I don't know, Sheila. I'm sure there is someone out there, but it's not me. Okay, so supposedly you can now stream like we do here on Instagram. It's a Facebook product, so I doubt it. I meant to look into this. I want to see. RTMP URL? What is RTMP? Okay. They do have some instructions. Okay. create, click live. Okay, wait a minute. This might be something we can do. I don't see create. I see new. Oh, there it is. Create live video. Add live video details. And then next. Ah, there's the RTMP. What the heck? This might be a thing. Give me just a second here. I'm going to look at this. 102.5 KIX. La 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 la. There's the RTMP. It keeps asking if I'm a robot or not. It's really annoying. User agent mismatch status fail. Something went wrong. No. So now Instagram will not load. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. Okay, I get to go back and try this again. Give me a second. Audience, public, next. Let's do this again. And stream key. Okay, almost done. Add channel. I bet it doesn't work. It says, okay, I got to check this. Anybody got Instagram? I don't have on my phone. Says we're on Instagram now. Morning, Melissa. Crystal Bridges tonight? You're thinking of taking the kids to... What is Crystal Bridges? And you mean throwing them off of it? Don't do that, Sheila. They'll get better if you just give them an opportunity. Give them time. There's no reason to throw them off. It's the Museum of American Art. Is that... Seriously? Is that in Bentonville? That is such a freaky building. Holy cow. I have never seen this before. Crazy. Yeah, don't throw them off of it, though. Some days you're like a robot. Your face is like a robot, Jimmy. Morning, Kathy. I just did. Yeah, I saw it. I have never heard of that place before. I have to go see that. Now it won't load for some reason. Oh, it's weird, though. I just saw the live video. It is weird. It's like what is with Facebook and Instagram? Why can't they be consistent about their formatting? So it's got a weird shape to it. It's like really tall and really narrow. Well, anything to be different from everyone else, I KIX 102.5, the four states number one for country. It's Morning KIX with Randy and Jen. Here's Connor Smith on KIX 102.5. So, yeah, you see, like, part of the comments and part of my face, and that's it. I would have to move everything over to get it to fit. I saw Kathy just got on there. But it's really weird, isn't it, Kathy? I'd have to, like, scoot over here. Nope, wrong way. I'd have to scoot over here to be able to be on video. There we go. Nope, that is not. There now! Okay, let me fix this. There now. Yeah, we're live on Instagram. I mean, for why you would want to watch it, I don't know, because it's all squished up and weird, but we are on there. When you first go on, if you follow us, we're right there at the very top. Again, it's very weird. You can't see any of the comments or anything. So, maybe they'll fix it. I doubt it. I really don't think Facebook and Meta cares too much. Okay. Going to tell the possum story about the lady who found the possum in her Christmas tree. Just one more reason to get your Christmas decorations down. KIX 102.5, the four states number one for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 749. It's going to be cloudy today. There is a chance of light snow flurries to continue throughout the day that we'll tell you more about in just 11 minutes. We'll look at four states news and weather. Plus, in the next hour, we're going to be asking, what is the craziest thing that you ever came home to? After being gone, maybe say on vacation, or after being gone over the holidays, you come back home and you found what? Whatever it was, you can tell us at 623-1025. You know, yesterday we were talking about taking down your Christmas decorations. Here is just one more reason to get those things down. There's a lady in Texas that's made news after she found a possum hiding in the branches of her Christmas tree. So there was a video posted to TikTok by her brother that showed the possum hiding inside the tree, inside the woman's home. She said that she doesn't know how it got in there. No doors had been left open, so it must have been in the tree back when they bought it. But she said, now that Christmas is over, they got their tree the week before Christmas. She said she heard noises after coming home from work, but initially thought they were coming from one of her pets. She heard something that sounded like a sneeze, so she got in there and dug around and saw a long rat tail sticking out from her tree. So she donned rubber gloves and attempted to pull it out from the tree, but it was clinging so tightly to the branch that she had to reach in and peel its little fingers loose from it. And then it broke free from her grasp and fled under a couch. She said it ran from furniture item to furniture item until she was able to tackle it like an NFL player. That woman was committed to that. She said she was able to carry it outside. It was not mean or aggressive, just skittish and scared. She said, I'm an animal lover. I probably would have kept it if it didn't smell so bad. But see, if you leave these Christmas decorations up, who knows what might be hiding out in that old Christmas tree?
Old Christmas tree, you have such brittle branches. Old Christmas tree, I can't get close with matches. Christmas is done, we're through with you. Wood chipper time, and you'll get chewed. Old Christmas tree, old Christmas tree, well pulverize your branches.
It's Morning Kicks with Randy and Jen on the four states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5.
Okay, I wonder if it will update over here. Let me see if I reload this. This is dangerous. Yes, there it is. It is now in the channels. Hi. That was not hard at all, I got to admit. It's just their streaming platform kind of sucks. It's no longer showing. Okay. Now, before we get into phone calls, I have to go to the bathroom. So talk among yourselves. All right, I'm back. Okay. I do not, Megan. Yeah, I probably do, actually. It's because I drink more when there's nobody here. What? Okay, I got to scroll back up here. Wow, you guys did talk a lot among yourselves. Okay. Then my daughter was happy when she opened a Rugrats cup. She immediately washed it and put her drink in it. She forgot I had bought that from you and Chris at the Neo Show Craft Fair. back here because Insta sucks. It really does, doesn't it? There's people I know who live on that social media platform, and I just don't get it. And Melissa never posts or use it. Same. I have an account. I don't think I've done a post on it in like 5 years. So our Facebook used to simul post across both platforms. They won't do that anymore. They make you do organic content on both of them. You can simultaneously post like videos and stuff if it matches formatting, but they've got such a weird, strange format for Instagram. Why? I don't know. It's just pretentious. There's no real reason behind it. It's just our gut feeling that we should do it this way. Somebody is Mark Zuckerberg or somebody. Quit trying to cause contention and dissent among the masses, Megan. Jimmy. That's right. Double the coffee for double the work. Oh, I got my triptych itinerary for my trip yesterday. So they still don't have my flight information. I don't guess I'll know that until a few days before I leave, sometime next week. Also, I think I may go to the doctor next week. I don't know. My shoulder, which gives me ongoing trouble. I think I've got rotator cuff issues. I thought about going to the doctor and see if I could get him to give me a shot of cortisone in it so that it wouldn't hurt while I was gone. Or, you know. You were creating dissension among the masses, Jimmy. I was saying don't do that. So I don't know if I will or not. It's kind of like, should you if it's not really giving you trouble right now? But knowing my luck, it will. My wife now, last night. So I told you guys yesterday that I had gone and while I was on vacation, I got in the tanning bed at the gym because I thought, I'll get a little base tan, nothing ridiculous, just a little base tan so I'm less likely to burn while I'm down there that close to the equator. Well, so my wife, yes, last night she had gotten in the tanning bed, that same time, not the same tanning bed, but we both tanned that night, and I said 12 minutes, that's no time, and it didn't burn me anywhere that I had tanned over the summer, but it did burn my butt, which it still itches, it's healing, but it's that, so I'm constantly scratching my butt, which makes me look like a cretin. But my wife last night, she did the stand-up. She only was in there like 5 minutes that first night, and I was in for 12, and it burned the crap out of me. So didn't burn her last week, but last night she got in there, and I'm like, nope, I'm not getting back in that thing yet. I'm not completely healed yet from the last burn. She got in the stand-up one and thought, 7 minutes, that's 2 minutes more than she had done in the laying down bed. Burned her all over. This morning, she got out of the shower, and I'm like, holy cow, welcome to the salad, tomato, because she is burned all over, and it's splotchy burns. It looks like it's really going to be painful probably by this evening or tomorrow. So bless her heart. But don't worry, Sheila, I wasn't offering to show. Wasn't show and tell. It was just tell. Oh, boy. We're getting ready to start the big game sweepstakes that we do every year. And I need to see if I can use the promo from last year. Or not. Of course, there's the one from 2020. I bet I can't. What you want to bet? Let's listen.
KIX 102.5 says it's time for you to kick it with the big game giveaway. Get signed up now at KIX1025.com for your chance to win a 2-night stay in a king suite, plus $100 in food and a $50 rewards play for up to 2 people at Indigo Sky Casino. Second place wins a $75 rewards play.
Ah!
Third place gets a $50 rewards play from Outpost Casino. Get signed up now and sack some big prizes with a big game giveaway from the 4 states #1 for country. KIX.
I can run that again because that's the same thing they're giving away this year. Yay! Oh, that's awesome. Anything that makes my job easier, right? It's all about me. Need to see when it needs to run too. So, due to weather. Slight chance of snow flurries throughout the day and this evening with highs around 36 and lows tonight down around 30. Then tomorrow, slight chance of flurries early with a high near 40 and then mostly cloudy Thursday night with lows around 30. On Friday, it'll be partly sunny with highs near 42 and lows Friday night around 25. KIX 102.5 storm tracker radar is showing a lot of cloud cover over the 4 states. It's 30 in Carthage, 32 in Girard, and 32 in Joplin. To get signed up for severe weather alerts, head to the KIX app. So we're wanting to know, what is the craziest thing that you ever came home to? After being gone on a trip or being gone for a while, you came home and you found this shocking event had occurred or thing had happened, whatever it might be. You can tell us about it or text us at 623-1025 or tell us on Facebook. Here's Jason Aldean on the 4 states #1 for country, KIX 102.5. Okay. Get rid of that. I need to do this. So the big game giveaway doesn't start until January 29. 129. And you can get signed up until February the 11th. Okay, yeah, 129, February 11th. So if I go to what number did we agree on? We all agreed, didn't we? Yes, I thought so. Okay. What was I talking about before I started that? I can't mark completed yet because I've still got to put it into live liners. I might get around to doing all that today. Yeah, it's not supposed to be that cold, actually, Sheila. It's supposed to be 30 tonight, 30 tomorrow night. The colder night is actually going to be Friday night, which 5 degrees colder. It's going to be 25. you get around that range, really, there's not much difference. It's all cold. But it's not that, make your bones hurt cold when you go outside. So anyway, yeah, my itinerary, still haven't got my flight number. We've actually got our parking, the indoor parking deal that we're using there at the airport in KC, all bought and paid for. I've got my slot number and all of that. Found out my transportation from the airport in Cancun to the resort and back. And who's going to be doing that? Is that Jen's camera that I'm going into? No. So anyway, pretty much all ready to go, except for next week. So those of you that know that I do a syndicated deal, I have to do 2 weeks worth of that in advance. Plus, I have to schedule all the music and do all of the stuff for KIX for 2 weeks out. So next week will be a crazy mad rush. Plus, it's just a 4-day week. So who Mark was that got fixed? Jimmy, I don't even remember what you're talking about. Oh, yeah, somebody said Mark got fixed. We had a couple of spammers yesterday. Always happens right around 8:15, between 8:15 and 8:30. So we had somebody made a couple of rude comments. They got blocked. And then I didn't block the person who was talking about Mark getting fixed because I have no idea who that was or what that was about. It looked like it was the local person. But anyway. So the medical and security consultancy International SOS, speaking of traveling, this company has revealed their annual list of the most dangerous countries that you could travel to right now. And I'm going to tell you who they are in the next 30, or right after we get done with the break, which I'm going to do in 30 seconds. Mexico's not on that list, although Mexico right now is going through some pretty big turmoil as thousands of Guatemalans are making their way across Mexico trying to get to the United States. There's like over 6,000 in one group. KIX 102.5, the 4 states number 1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 8:11. It's going to be cloudy today. There is a slight chance of light flurries throughout the day that we'll tell you more about in about 15 minutes. But we're talking today about the craziest thing that you ever came home to after being gone on a trip or for whatever reason. Maybe you're just gone to work and you came home and found this, whatever it might be, the craziest thing you ever came home to. You can tell us at 623-1025 or on Facebook. Here's Morgan Wallen on the 4 states number 1 for country, KIX 102.5. Yeah, there's groups. One of the biggest groups has over 6,000 immigrants in it that are making their way, and they say making their way like I guess they're walking across Mexico, trying to make their way to the U.S. Mexican border, and then there are thousands trying to get through on that. And they're seeking asylum, but these are not people who are being persecuted or their families being killed or things like that. They're just looking to improve their economic situation. I get that, but that's not a justification for asylum. That's a justification to seek, the immigration process, as difficult as it might be. But anyway, the most dangerous countries you can travel through, the criteria included security, medical care, climate change, and mental health. They are as follows: the Ukraine, Iraq, Yemen, Central African Republic, South Sudan, Afghanistan, Syria, Libya, Somalia, and Israel, all ranked as countries with the highest level of risk for the upcoming year. Gaza is on the list too. Every single one of those, though, except for Israel, was on the list 3 years ago. So nice job cleaning up your act, everybody. They say Luxembourg, Norway, Switzerland, Denmark, and Iceland are safe enough to go to. They are on the safe list. Iceland was specifically ranked as the safest country for next year, but that was before the volcano erupted in Iceland. So I wonder if they would change that now. Iceland's Reykjanes Peninsula, the volcano eruption happened it's the fourth one in 3 years at Hagafell above Grindavik. They say that lava is flowing very quickly from the crater and super high plumes of magma, and it may be the worst case imaginable, according to volcanologists there. Yemen doesn't sound so bad now, does it? Yeah, wait a minute. What if you slip and fall in Iceland? That's not safe. Yeah, everything in the Middle East. Everything anywhere that there might be oil. Although, like Yemen isn't, well, kind of the Middle East, but Somalia, that's not the Middle East. And this Central African Republic, all of those places where revolutions are happening and civil wars are happening in those countries, very dangerous. Did Dorinda have the grandbaby? I'm sure by now she has. I haven't seen. I got a Christmas card from her last week, but didn't say anything about that. So this morning, let me see if this is all. No, I need to finish this before I can talk about that. Okay. Winning big game giveaway. So far, we're good. Aha, here we're not. Yes, we are. I thought I was going to have to add promos, but apparently I do not. That is okay. So earlier this morning, we did our barnyard wake up. That's my cousin Billy. Holy cow! What is this? It's the same thing. Okay. So we played this earlier to start the show off with. Here. And this lady called me after it played and said that her bulldog, she was taking him to drop him off at her mom's before she went to work. And she said when this all started, that those dogs started howling in the car, and they howled, she said, the rest of the way across town. Hold on. She said they howled all the way across town in her car. Even after it was over, they wouldn't stop howling. She said, which if you've ever seen a bulldog howl, they couldn't understand that it was just coming out of the radio. Why can't I see these things? I should be able to see these things when they happen, I think. I need to be entertained too. It's a beautiful wake-up call, Sheila. Shows what you know. So Melissa said her daughter's dog had severe separation anxiety. Okay, that's another issue. Would have to be crated when they were gone. Destroyed her love seat arm and the recliner arm and tore down some curtains, mini blinds, ate the cord off the back of the TV, had knocked over on the floor. He ate all the cords off the VCR DVD player and the dog's leash and the harness. And this is justification for a new dog, I think. Yeah, unfortunately, dogs are pack animals. When they're left alone, they feel, but there is a way to leave them alone. Cesar Millan, the dog whisperer, he did a deal on how to leave your dog alone. So in certain packs, wolf packs and things like that, they will sometimes appoint one of the dogs to stay behind when they go out on a hunt. That dog has to stay behind to guard their den, the pups that they may have, things like that. So there's a way to give the dog a task to stay and do, but I can't remember what it is. Because Bella, she doesn't shoot things up, but she goes into this shiver thing when we're leaving because she's nervously anticipating us leaving. She can tell when we're getting ready to go, and it freaks her out a little bit. I say, justification for a new dog. I should have justification for a new dog with everything she's going through. But then they become family, and what are you going to do? KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen. Jen's got the week off, of course, to fulfill her community service. And we'll give you a look at the weather forecast in just 5 minutes. Tell you what you can expect for the rest of the week and whether the slight chance of snow flurries is going to amount to anything or not. But we're talking today about the craziest thing you ever came home to, whether it was after you were gone on a trip or maybe you were just gone to work or to the store and you came home and found this, whatever it was. You can tell us or text us at 623-1025 or tell us on Facebook. I'm thinking, while Jen's gone, because her and Kyle are gone on their honeymoon, that it would be interesting to go do something to her house so that she would have something to come home to. Wouldn't that be a good plan? So what's the craziest thing you ever came home to?
Well, went on vacation with my parents in the summer. We came home, and my oldest brother had stayed home. He was in high school, and the huge picture window in the front of our house was lined almost to the top with beer cans.
Did they kill him, or did they put him in a recovery program?
They killed him first and then put him in recovery hospital.
Yeah, that makes sense. What's the craziest thing that you ever came home to after being gone?
It was a New Year's Eve. My wife had that day off. I came home from work, and she had decided to tear out a wall in the house. And the bad thing is it was a load-bearing wall.
Oh, no.
Yes, sir. So we had to support that, and now we have a beautiful bar and a real decorative beam that goes over that. So that was the mess I got to come home to on New Year's Eve.
Cabin fever is a very dangerous, real thing. But I'm thinking, if we could do something to Jen's house while she's gone, something non-destructive, just something for her to enjoy when she comes home. Maybe go through and put rubber bands around all the spray nozzles on the sinks, on the kitchen sinks, so that when she turns the water on, it would spray in the face. Or maybe put plastic wrap over all the toilet seats or something like that. What's the craziest thing you ever came home to?
Randy, between the two of us, I'm pretty sure we could break into her house, and cellophane is, really cheap at the dollar store.
We could probably urinate in places she'd never find. We could do that, I'm thinking. What's the craziest thing you ever came home to? You can text or tell us at 623-1025 or tell us on Facebook. It's the 4 states #1 for country. Well, yeah, and that's another thing. This is a thing that pups experience worse than older dogs. Older dogs, once they get more mature and they don't have all that excessive energy, it's not as bad of a issue. I am being very nice to Jen Shiala. I haven't done anything yet, have I? Oh, check this out. There is a new species of frog that they have discovered. You think, oh, cute little frog and everything. Not this one. Researchers have described a new species of fanged frog. It's the frog's teeth. They say they look like pointy little pinpricks lining the upper jaw. And they have a strange adaptation, 2 bony fangs that jut out of their large lower jawbone. They're called Dracula frogs. And they use these fangs to battle with each other over territory and mates, and sometimes even to hunt tough-shelled prey like giant centipedes and even crabs. So this is kind of interesting. There is a group of archaeologists that are excavating a geological formation in Turkey that think they may have found the actual Noah's Ark. And I know, it's been speculated for years that it may be in this area around Mount Ararat. But and even the geological formation that they are excavating has been speculated that may be the actual ark. And you've probably seen pictures of this, but it is this big boat-looking formation in the dirt up on the side of Mount Ararat. It's not as high as the one that they thought they had found before, but they've done soil samples, have revealed human activity and marine materials. And dating from the rock and soil match with the timing, the biblical timing of Noah's Ark. So they say they spent roughly a year analyzing the rock and the soil, and they believe that the boat-shaped site may hold the ruins of the legendary Noah's Ark. And they say it's from the time around 5500 BC. So if you're hoping to see pictures of a boat, you won't. But they do have pictures. I mean, it's the same pictures that you've probably seen lots of times. It's this weird, looks like a hill, a boat-shaped hill. Great big. It's very, very big with like edges along the sides of it that look like little cliff formations or could be the sides of a boat. And then a big pile of dirt in the center. But when they've studied the dirt and they did tests on the soil samples there, they were able to detect marine material and human materials, whatever that is. So for what it's worth, hey, you too, Dustin. So Jimmy went to the show and saw Aquaman and the Lost City with grandkids. Good movie. I don't like going to the movies because the theater experience in and of itself sucks. But if I do go to the movies, which I heard a study, there is a new survey study that's been done that shows that more people are going to matinees than ever before now. People aren't going to the late movies or movies at night. They're going during the day or in the evening. Megan says it's spitting snow. I can't see out the window because it still has the KIX banner in front of it, and I can't move that thing by myself. So I got to wait until Jen gets back before I can open the windows to see outside. If I'm going to go to the movies, then I will drive to Springfield and go to Alamo Draft House. Now that's a good theater experience and is worth the cost and everything if you're going to go see a movie. But for the most part, I'd rather watch a movie at home. I've got a better sound system than most of the theaters do anyway, so. Oh, crud. I forgot to put the topic up. I noticed that Facebook is posting our live videos as reels after the show is over. It's the first time I've ever seen that happen. Huh. Wow. I don't know that I want to put. There's the picture that they have for the year-end special with Megan Maroney. It's a little weird. Yeah, I'm probably not going to do that. They've also got a promotional video, which I've not looked at yet.
It's Megan Maroney. It's been a great year for country music, so let's check out all the biggest songs of the year on ABC Audio's 2023 Rewind, hosted by me. You'll hear the biggest hits from superstars and rising stars, including songs from my debut album, plus Luke Combs, Lainey Wilson, and Jelly Roll will tell us about their great years. You won't want to miss it.
Yeah, that's a little weird too, but I guess we'll do that. Probably on Saturday morning. Megan will be back on both of us on January 2nd. So she'll be back and I'll be back and we'll be here together that week before I go again. Morning, D. D's getting ready to come back to work at KIX. KIX 102.5, the 4 states number 1 for country. Morning KIX with Brandy and Jen. Want to know what's the craziest thing you ever came home to? 623-1025. Here's Luke Combs on KIX 102.5. Maybe, in fact, D, as early as this weekend is my hope. I haven't got approval on that yet, but that's my hope. Because I could use you this weekend. Probably if I got approval and if we could get you on the air, if they could approve it and be okay with it by this weekend, then I would have you work Saturday morning and Sunday midday for this weekend. And next weekend would probably have you do Sunday midday and the 2 overnights. And we'd just probably stick with that schedule for a little while. Until we can get other stuff worked out. That's my hope. You know how slow they are about dragging their feet on everything, but we'll see if I can get stuff. I'm going to put my foot in the butt of the situation, hopefully. All right. What are they calling this thing? It's not called the year end, is it? 2023 Rewind. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, number 1 for country. Morning KIX, 8:37. It's going to be cloudy today. Already receiving reports of some people seeing snow flurries around the area, but it's not going to amount to much and will probably last on and off throughout the day. So today we're talking about the craziest thing that you ever came home to, whether you were gone on vacation and came home and found this disaster or whatever it was. Or maybe you were just gone to the store and you came back and the pet had done whatever. 623-1025 to text or tell us, or you can tell us on Facebook. What's the craziest thing that you ever came home to?
Well, we don't have any kids. We have a four-legged kid. We were gone for about 3 days, and apparently the sitter that was supposed to take care of him never came over. And we had a 5-pound bar of chocolate, and there's only 2 pounds left.
Now, wait a minute. I thought chocolate would poison dogs.
Actually, some dogs, they like it. It doesn't really poison them. And I guess mine is the that one spew.
Yeah.
Because for 3 days, when we got back, for 3 days after vacation, he would not stop running around the house. And then one day he just crashed and slept for like 2 days.
I'm wondering what other piles of chocolate were left laying around the house. What's the craziest thing that you ever came home to?
Me and my husband decided to go out one evening, and we left our cell phones at home and everything because we didn't want to be messed with.
Right.
Our kids showed up at the house. We wasn't answering our phones. They went to our house. Our neighbor had spilled some red paint on the street.
Oh, no.
Well, they had the cops all over the place, inside the house, all around our house.
So you came home to a whole crime scene investigation.
Yes, because they thought we was kidnapped.
They could have filmed an episode of CSI there. What was the craziest thing you ever came home to after being gone?
About a year ago, I was working a 24-hour shift, and I had a puppy in my apartment. And when I came home, she had disintegrated all of her fluffy toys, and it was like this massacre of fluff all over my house.
Tore those things up.
Oh, yeah.
Like walking into a cloud. What is the craziest thing you ever came home to after being gone for a while? 623-1025 to text or tell us, or you can tell us on Facebook. It's the 4 states, number 1 for country, KIX 102.5. Trying to think how to word this. She'll have the 2023 Rewind Year in Review. She'll be featuring a look back at the past year, and we'll have copy that. To add a video. We'll schedule this for Saturday at 11:56 a.m. And we can put that on Twitter as well. The 30th. Boom. Okay. I don't know if you heard that, D, or if you'd be interested in that. I didn't figure you would, but they do have a news reporter opening, full-time position opening right now on one of our sister stations, if you're still here with us. Will there be a test? Yes, there will be a test. What's slow as molasses? Oh, this is weird. So they've discovered the Weizmann Institute of Science in Israel has done a study and discovered that women's tears apparently carry a secret formula for easing aggression in men. Seriously, they found that sniffing female tears produced a strange effect among male participants in an experiment designed to anger them. I think sniffing women's tears is a weird effect in and of itself. They said compared to smelling saline solution, sniffing a woman's tears significantly reduced brain activity linked to aggressive behavior in men. They said the smell of female tears blocks aggression and testosterone production among male lab rats. And they say it's an example of what scientists call chemosignaling. It's a phenomenon it's common among animals, but still a mystery among people. Why you would smell women's tears is a mystery among animals, too. Yeah, who does that? Oh, slow as molasses. Yes, they are, Megan. I don't know what their deal is. D, I know, should be a quicker process because he's worked here before, but that doesn't mean it will be. And he has more experience than a part-timer should have, justifiably. So tomorrow we're going to talk about, as we're heading into the new year, looking at resolutions. We're wanting to know what is the bad habit that you would like to quit. Not saying you're going to, not saying you're going to make a resolution about it. What is the bad habit you would like to quit? I like to quit picking at my cuticles like I sometimes do and biting my scar tissue in my lip like I always do. But other habits that you have that you would like to quit, we'll talk about that tomorrow. Also, everything you ever wanted to know about New Year's and the New Year's celebration. A lot of the stuff that we do on New Year's is very, very ancient. We have no idea why. The earliest recorded festivities to honor a New Year's arrival date back to ancient Babylon. I guess the first new moon following the vernal equinox was a day in late March with an equal amount of sunlight and darkness, heralded the start of their new year. Makes sense. They marked it with a massive religious festival called Akitu, which is a Sumerian word for barley. And in addition to a new year, Akitu celebrated the mythical victory of the Babylonian sky god Marduk over the evil sea goddess Tiamat and served an important political purpose. It was during that time that a new king was crowned or the current ruler's divine mandate was symbolically renewed. But it wasn't until the Romans that January 1st became the new year, because with the Julian calendar, it was, well, actually, their original calendar was 10 months and 304 days. So the new year began at the vernal equinox, just like tradition. And it was the king Numa Pompilius, a later king of Rome, who added the months Januarius and Februarius. And then when the Julian calendar, the Julius Caesar helped fix, that January the 1st was the first day of the year every year. And it was to honor the month's namesake, Janus, the Roman god of beginnings. It's weird. In Spain and other Spanish-speaking countries, people bolt down a dozen grapes. How do you bolt down grapes? All right, it's time to go. KIX 102.5, the four states number one for country. Morning Kicks with Randy and Jen, 8:48. Morning Kicks takeover's getting ready to start. You still got time to make your song picks on the KIX app before we start playing them back for you. But we've been talking about the craziest thing that you ever came home to. 623-1025, the craziest thing after being gone, whether it was on vacation or over the holidays or maybe even just gone to the store. What was the craziest thing you came home and found?
Well, it wasn't me. It was my daughter. She had just got married last June. And when her and her husband come home, I guess their cousin decided they would treat them right. They cellophane toilet paper the whole inside the house. Toilet stool lids, everything.
Yeah, that is what's known as a chivalry. It's an old tradition from out of the 1800s, and it was done very well, might I add.
All day, I mean, everything. Ceiling fans, everything was done. Light switches.
See, I'm thinking we need to chivalry Jen and Kyle. They're gone on their honeymoon. We could chivalry them by doing this to their house, right? What's the craziest thing you ever came home to?
I went away to Branson for the weekend, and I came home to 3 piles of dog vomit, and he tells me that he fed him a half a bag of pork rinds.
Well, that'll teach you to go off on a wild weekend alone.
Yeah.
To Branson, yeah.
Yeah.
Wild weekends in Branson. Those are historical. What's the craziest thing you ever came home to?
We came home to a puppy dog who had been in a Kleenex box and emptied it all over. Plus, he got the whole roll of toilet paper, and we had a house that you could go from room to room in a circle, and he had run in a circle around and around and around. And he'd emptied the whole roll of toilet paper.
TP'd the inside of the house. What's the craziest thing that you ever came home to after being gone on a trip or for whatever reason? You can tell us on Facebook or text us at 623-1025, and we'll get the Morning Kicks takeover kicked off in just 5 minutes on the four states number one for country, KIX 102.5. All right, so tomorrow we're going to talk about bad habits. What's the bad habit you would like to quit? Yeah, I hope your granny does better, Megan. Well, Kendra just got here, so we got to leave now. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, everybody. Bye.